If you're serious about scaling your rental income, you need the right financial partner. In this video, we're breaking down Baselane, Stessa, and Relay. Which one delivers the strongest banking tools and the clearest reporting for landlords? Which platform's landlord-focused features gives you the edge? Let's find out which one helps you grow faster. And to find that out, I didn't just look at their websites or shiny marketing claims. I went straight to other users' experiences with these platforms, especially their negative feedback, because that's often where you see the real points. Like if someone's frustrated enough to leave a one-star review, it's often because they hit a wall that cost them money or time or some frustration, right? So I started there. And with Baselane, one user said that at first the platform seemed pretty cool, but he ran into a billing issue. He claimed they charged him twice when trying to restart a lease and refused to refund or credit the extra charge. So yeah, I get that why that would sting pretty hard. Like no one likes surprise fees, right? But here's the thing. Looking at the big picture, Baselane sits at a really impressive 4.6 out of 5-star rating. And that kind of rating doesn't come from a platform that constantly trips up its users. So it seems pretty rare. Billing disputes like that appear, one in like many, and are pretty typically resolved by support when I've seen them. And when I dug further, it does seem like more of an isolated frustration than really a deal breaker at all. The majority of reviews highlight a very different, positive type of experience. One reviewer explained that it has all of her real estate needs covered in just one spot: tenant payments, rental agreements, even tenant screening. She loved the fact that everything was organized and accessible without bouncing between apps. Another reviewer, an accountant and real estate investor, said that Baselane was a lifesaver because it combined banking and bookkeeping in one. He mentioned how easy it was to manage multiple accounts and even praised the virtual cards that helped him separate expenses. Those are the kinds of details that matter day to day, and they're not these kinds of things that you hear when someone's just trying to hype up a product without having used it and benefited from it. Now, when I looked into Stessa, the reviews here tell a different story. One landlord actually has his account closed overnight, with all of his data seemingly permanently deleted simply because Stessa flagged his bank linking activity as suspicious. He lost all his transaction history in one blow. Wow. Ugh. Even though he admitted that the software was great for accounting, he did raise a serious concern about trusting them with that financial data. So that's a serious concern that does raise some questions about reliability, especially when compared to Baselane, where your banking, your rent collection, and your bookkeeping are designed to work seamlessly together without sudden account closures. Relay also seems to have its share of unhappy users. One business owner said that RelayFi wasn't operating like a serious bank. He compared it to dealing with like Chase or Wells Fargo, where compliance issues are resolved in days, like sometimes in person. But with Relay, he felt that policies weren't transparent enough, that the support was slow, and his capital was frozen. Serious like drawbacks for real landlords. For a landlord trying to keep properties running smoothly, that kind of cash freeze would cause serious damage. And that's exactly where I think Baselane shines here, because unlike Relay or the other, like it's more tailored to property investors, not just general small businesses either. Your rent collection and your banking aren't held hostage by compliance reviews. But after digging through the reviews, I really wanted to just test what these platforms actually offer. And for me, the real question is, which one makes managing rental properties easier without adding more stress? That's it. I mean, with Baselane, the bookkeeping services really stand out to me because I've linked my own bank and credit card accounts, and this one, it just automatically pulls in the transactions and I don't have to do any extra work. From there, I just categorized everything by property and expense type, just like Schedule E for taxes. And what's really powerful is that it doesn't just leave you with a list of numbers. Baselane generates summaries of your cash flow by property over time. So that means you actually see which properties are performing well and which ones are draining money. For Stessa, you can track income and expenses, but some features that were once included are now behind a paywall. One landlord complained that assigning expenses to an entire portfolio is now locked behind $16 a month. Baselane includes bookkeeping, cash flow reports, and tax-ready categories without requiring that extra upgrade. Next, Baselane banking. When you create an account, you instantly get access to Baselane's checking account. Now, you're not forced to use it. You can link an external account for rent collection, but here's the catch. If you do that, there's a $2 ACH fee per payment. It's just that extra thing. With Baselane's banking account, that rent collection is free, so that's just a small thing that can add up over time. Relay markets itself as modern business banking, and yeah, it does give you multiple checking accounts to go with it, but one user, I think, said it best: Despite its sleek interface, Relay has been flagged by some users for compliance freezes and vague policies. Baselane, on the other hand, is built for landlords, not just generic entrepreneurs, and I think that's a huge difference. Then there's Baselane's tenant platform. This is one of my favorite parts. Once you set up rent collection, your tenants get invited to their own portal. They can view invoices, pay by ACH, debit, or credit card, and they can even set up autopay. So it's really smooth, it's professional, and best of all, the payments just land directly in your bank account, ready to go. Baselane also offers a loan program. So whether you're looking for DSCR loans, fix and flip, BRRRR, or even new construction financing, Baselane has options through partner lenders, and I personally see this as a huge edge if that's what you're going for. And one underrated feature I want to mention, I think, is the ability to send checks with Baselane. With Baselane banking, you can literally log in, enter your vendor details, and Baselane prints and mails the check for you. It costs like $2, but for the time it saves, that's nothing. Or if you prefer, you can order a checkbook directly. This isn't flashy, but as a landlord dealing with contractors and local services, having this option built in keeps everything streamlined. Then there are the virtual cards. So I use these to separate expenses by category, repairs, utilities, maintenance. It's not just for security, it also automates the bookkeeping for me. So the transactions flow directly into Baselane already tagged. So when comparing Baselane versus Stessa versus Relay, Baselane positions itself as a comprehensive hub for landlords, just like all of them: rent collection, bookkeeping, banking, tenants platform, loans, checks, virtual cards. It's like everything in one place. And I do have to say, like, no platform is perfect. Like, some users might find the initial setup maybe a bit too much. And there's other things like linking your account and properties. It can be some, but like, you know what, honestly, that's more of a one-time thing. And it's the foundation for everything just being automated later. It's a short upfront effort that definitely pays off in long-term efficiency. And when it comes to cost, I mean, Baselane is transparent and competitively priced for the strong value that it provides, especially compared to piecing together separate services for banking, rent collection, and bookkeeping. They have a clear free tier and straightforward premium plans. For the most current pricing, commissions, and any available promotions, just check the link in the description below. We try to keep it updated so that you can see the most up-to-date pricing and offers. And by the end of the day, Baselane versus Stessa versus Relay isn't just about features, but about the trust and usability you get from it. Stessa is a decent tracker. Relay is a business bank, but Baselane is designed as a financial operating system built specifically for property investors. It's structured to help landlords manage both the financial and operational side of their business. So to check it out, just check the link into the description and get started with Baselane and see their latest offers.